Hello everyone, welcome to this End Times Watcher session. My name is Kyle and I am just an End Times Watcher. In this session, I will continue to give an update of where we are, especially after the WEF Davos meeting. I intended to do this in the second week of February, but I did not expect moving into my new place took so much of my energy that I was left flat out at the end of each day. But after planting my first fruit tree in my new backyard, I made an effort today to get this video done. This is a mango tree. I will have another mango tree planted tomorrow and then a longan tree in a couple of days, not to mention the easier to grow bananas and papayas. There is a reason I share this. In fact, this reason is why I am pushing this video out without any more delay. In January this year, there were 5 wildfires in USA. This is especially rare since these are destructive wildfires and it ravaged the residential houses. Forests do get charred during wildfires, but residential areas are usually spared. And once again, rescue workers were not allowed to do their work. The official reason is that there's not enough water to fight the fire. Are you kidding me? Remember the storms last year. They brought massive rainfall, flood, and destruction. The rescue workers then were also stopped from helping as well. And remember what I forecasted for 2025. Instead of more wet storms, we can expect drought. What I did not foresee was more than just drought, devastating fires. All this happens just as Trump was scheduled to take office. How inconvenient for him. But he was unfazed. His new approach is quick and decisive. Dr. S. Trump 2.0. The 200 executive orders all on the first day. In fact, all within the same morning. This tells me he wasn't sitting around waiting to take office. He started working the moment he won the election. And he does what he is known to do best. Firing office holders loyal to the other party, removing them from being a hindrance to his forward surge. So while the Democrats were busy putting their men in the right places, Trump just removed them and undo their last few months of labor. I had another slide about the 4 fatal air crash in US, but this is stale news by now. So we skip and move on to the 2025 forecast. Trump has accomplished much in just 2 months. His general direction on 3 fronts that I talked about remain the same. Economic front, strengthen business growth, make America great again. However, instead of keeping US dollar strong, he wants to weaken it so as to be favorable for US exports. This has boosted further inflation. People flock to hedge their assets in safe haven like gold. I mentioned buying gold in the last session, but I did say look for a drop to buy. Gold dropped a bit last week, then it recovered. So it is really difficult to look for a good price to pick up some gold. Instead, I would suggest to consider her less glamorous sister, silver. Currently, 100 grams of gold is selling for around 12.5k Sing dollar. It can probably go up to 14k Sing before the year is up. That is a 12% rise. Even if you buy 10 grams of gold, that is 1.3k Sing dollar. Not many people can afford that. But 1 ounce of silver is very affordable. It's less than $40 Sing. It's not difficult for silver to rise to $70 and that will be a 75% gain. I have to warn you though, silver will not rise until people cannot afford to buy gold anymore. That demand must shift from gold to silver. So if you go for silver now, do not expect it to rise immediately. But if you wait, you may miss the takeoff. On the health front, RF Kennedy had finally gotten approved to run the health agency. He immediately reversed the mandate to make fluoridation of US drinking water no longer mandatory. And while Biden made COVID vaccination mandatory to school, Kennedy reversed that as well. In addition, Kennedy is promoting alternative medicine. He is well aware how corrupt the medical field is. In the area of world peace, we will see how Russia and China will play out, and in the Middle East as well. My stand remains. The third temper will happen in Trump's term, most likely in 2026 or 2027. There are prophecies that there will be a green light to proceed with the temper at the end of 2025. Whichever the case, we know that this is drawing near. Let us now move on to the WEF convention in Davos. But first, let's review the previous year's risks to see what has changed. This was shared in May 2024, video S07. For second half of 2024, one major forecast actually happened: climatic disaster. The worst storms of the century hit every continent in the world. We are now in 2025. Let's see if there are changes given the new data. You may want to pause the video here and take a screenshot of 2024 risks. I'm going to show you 2025 risks now. I will focus on the short-term 2 years risks, as these are the ones that they were just used to justify their immediate action. If you flip back to 2024, you will notice that not much has changed. The top 10 risks are more or less the same, meaning they will continue to use social media to accuse any truths as fake news. This will continue until the right timing comes for them to release another pandemic. And my stand remains, no pandemic until May 2026 or later. The low rank of the infectious disease is one reason, and WHO is still not fully ready with their pandemic law. But in the meantime, please expect irritations like monkeypox, bird flu, and some unknown disease to rock the boat. They are localized epidemics, but not worldwide scale pandemic. And we can expect extreme weather to continue. Will it be more storms? I think it will be drought, resulting in crop failure worldwide. Rising food prices are felt in most developed countries today. Food prices is one sure way for us to feel that inflation is here. This is the price of eggs in USA today. This is for a dozen eggs. And this is supposed to be low price. It is time to move to a place where you can have your own land and have your own food. At the beginning of this video, I talk about my attempt to grow fruit trees. It need not be pretty like this picture. In fact, my garden is still full of weeds. Acquiring my own land and finally moving in had been delayed by more than 6 months. I believe this delay was a spiritual attempt to stop me, but I finally got to start what I talk about. I shall soon be more self-sufficient with fruit trees, shrubs, vegetables, tubers, fish, and poultry. I am happy to have moved into a place where food is abundant and low inflationary pressure caused by food shortage. I pray that this continue to be so. In US and Europe, they are already reeling from rising food prices. What about countries that cannot produce enough food for themselves? Lab-grown meat as the solution? That is not for me. Please allow me to go back to the WEF risks. 2-year risks are those that ensue clear and present danger, while 10-year risks are what they think will be down the road. They are confident that in another few years they will have a good control of most of these risks, hence it ranks lower in the 10-year risks, except one. In fact, it comes with other ecosystem problems and earth resource issues. This would be used to restrict and control us. I cannot predict exactly how, but it will be along those lines. We shall end here. In the next session, let's go back to the fundamentals. What is God telling us? What are you hearing from God? How can you seek God's guidance to move on in these challenging times? Till then, this is Kai. See you in the next session. If you find this video beneficial, please click the like icon. YouTube algorithm automatically recommends it to others if there are higher like counts. You can also subscribe to my channel so that you can see my past and future videos. Finally, please forward and share with your friends so that they too can benefit. Thank you and God bless.